right? So even though this process is so incredibly beneficial, it really kicks your ass, right? Because we're having all of our triggers, all of our wounds, all of our, unconscious biases pushed to the surface, which we've never seen before, right? And we've really seen it in the last few weeks. I have apparently gotten in touch with my rage because I've felt rage before, but I've always suppressed it. Like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. And oh my gosh, the last couple of weeks, the rage in me has just been, oh my God, like it's spilling out. And that's why things got so far behind, because I don't spread that energy. When I'm in that energy, I know I can't work with you guys, interact with you guys, any of that, because I don't want to pass that on. But it was something important for me because I've never really been in touch with my, let me tell you, murderous rage I have been experiencing. Ears burning, just, oh my gosh, it was awful. And I hide it pretty well, but because I'm private like that. But I'm realizing like that anger is vital, because when I suppress that, it's like me telling you guys, you gotta let it out, do what you have to do, like practice what you preach, so that I don't know what you've been pushed to feel that you weren't trying to feel, but that's the one that came through for me. I've just really been forced to move through that and see what triggers that. Like, I never really took a look at what triggered it because I wouldn't even allow myself to feel it, if that makes sense. And so no, it's not been fun. I don't enjoy being angry. It's like my least favorite emotion. I'll cry and be sad all day, but angry, I don't like it. It's uncomfortable for me. But I'm dealing with it, figuring it out. But anyway, I'm looking around and, seeing what's going on and seeing people who are just waking up, or people who have been really resisting their work, or they're kind of stuck in ego. They're at a plateau. And things are really rough. They're really rough right now for a lot of people. But a lot of you are finding the wisdom in it and the beauty in it. And again, it's not comfortable, but you're starting to see why it has to happen. And I had an inkling of what was going to happen this year. I think I was telling you guys last year, because I kept getting this, and I didn't really understand it, but I kept getting this, heal them, teach them how to heal themselves, because, now I know it's like we needed to maximize the energies of this time. And I'm just a human, so I only get the info as I need it. So when they're telling me this at the beginning of the year, I don't know what that means. I do know, they're saying that 2025 would be different and yada yada, but I had no idea we were going to go through what we went through. I had no idea. That not only was this group supposed to take this time and use this energy to heal their stuff, it turns out that you're getting ahead of the curve, because there's this new wave of people awakening, right? And it's making everyone crazy because they're waking up, they're angry, they've done little to none of their work, and so they're bringing all of their baggage to those of us who were like vulnerable and healing, right? We're kind of raw still, but meanwhile we're having timeline shifts left and right. Timelines are collapsing, right? We don't know up from down, and of course they're doing construction again. But as it turns out, we needed to get through all this past year so that we're ready when the next wave comes. We have to hold the light for the next wave of people who are awakening, because again, you had a little advantage because you went through this, but you already understood energy and healing and blah, blah, blah. These people have no idea where to start. No idea. So you had to be rushed through so you could help them through. Okay, get to it. So let me try to explain what I was getting. Every week I kind of meditate, like, what do you want me to talk about? What's going on with the energies? Yada, yada. And what I was getting this time wasn't so much in words, so that's why I'm kind of struggling. So I need to talk about, all right, most of the year we talked about what's going on with us, right? We need to clear this out. We need to see this. We need to shift this and get this perspective and yada yada. Okay. Because that, obviously, as a human being, your life is the most important. But now they're saying, now pull back and see the bigger picture. Why did you have to go through all those things in your life? Because you're being prepared for your role in the world. They're saying, now pull back and see how big this is. You needed to see it in your life so you get an idea of what it is in the big picture. Does that make sense? There's a shift. You needed to see the shift in your own life to realize there's a shift going on globally. And you needed to clear all those things in your life because you have a role in that shift. I have a couple voice recordings and I sent them out to 2 of you yesterday. I wasn't sure I was going to put them up because I've been avoiding this kind of thing. But the more they sit in my phone, the more I'm being pulled to put them up. So I'm going to add them at the end. And it kind of explains what I'm talking about. I forewarn you, it's honest, it's out there, and it's a little bit political, but only in the sense of, so you can see, look at the politics, you can see this is happening. It's in that vein. It's not, this person is trash, you're wrong for following them. It's none of that. It's just so you can see and to forewarn you about what's going to happen. So I think I'm going to put them probably here, and leave it at that. If you don't want to hear bad things that are going to happen, if you don't want to hear, tying politics into this shift or whatever, then I would end at this point here. All right? I think I'm going to leave it there for now. All right, sending positive energy your way. Okay, hey guys, I am recording this days after I recorded what I'm about to play for you. I want to say that if you are, and you probably are if you're listening to this, an extremely sensitive empath, extremely sensitive, you can't watch violence, you can't walk away from an animal or child in need, you feel what people go through. The message is, if you can't handle it, look away. You don't have to know everything that's happened. Look, a lot of stuff is going to come out. A lot of information is coming to the surface, and right now it's shocking and salacious, and the general public is doing what we do with those things. We make fun of it and laugh about it and whatever, but as more stuff comes out, it's going to be difficult. And if you are sensitive, if you are easily drained energetically, you don't have to look. You don't have to watch the news 24/7. In fact, I suggest you don't. Because your role in this is not to know about it all. Your role in this is to hold the light for everyone else. The people who are emotionally and energetically sensitive, zip up your energy, shield yourself. You don't have to know every detail, especially, like I said, if it's difficult for you. That's not your job. We're going to see this huge web of corruption, and it's going to be so vile and so heinous that if you're emotionally and energetically sensitive, it will rock your world. So much so that it would take time for you to recover. Now, I'm just vaguely speaking, but that's the message I got. Those of us in this group and people like us around the world, we don't have to know all the details. The world is going to know what was done, and I keep getting that. We don't need to know, and we probably shouldn't. There's things that, like, I used to tell myself, I would get messages about awful things happening, and And I didn't want, I'd stop, I'd be meditating, I'd get the visual, and I'd stop. And I used to like go hard on myself, like, how dare you? These people had to go through it. You can't even get the visual of it. I'd force myself through it, and I get now that I don't need to. I needed to. I got the quick visual. I know it happened. Now I hold the light. That's all you have to do. You're not... There's things that, if you knew the details, you as an empath, as an HSP, you would never be able to stop seeing it. You will not be better for knowing all the details. And you're not helping, the victims if you know. It's okay to look away. It's okay, like I said, to not know every detail. Because that would drain you, and then you would not be serving your purpose. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Because there's things other people are not the same. You would not be able to unsee for years to come. And we're going to expose, things that the likes of which we've never seen. I mean, we're talking corruption and depravity so thick, so disgusting. Like, it defies what we could even imagine. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't even imagine things as dirty. So especially us in this group of highly sensitive empaths and HSPs, we need to remember that our role is to anchor the light, to stabilize the energies, not to know all the details. You need to be the calm in the storm. Because this is going to wake up so many people and cause so much chaos and fear and uncertainty and despair. But, I mean, it's meant to. It's going to shock people to their absolute core. So your job is to be the light, be the peace, be the anchor. Anchor that light. The same way you've been doing unconsciously for years. Okay? So I don't even want to get these messages, see? It's this entire web of corruption. And I've been getting this for years, probably starting during COVID, and I never wanted to. It was so vile, I didn't want to put it out. But I'm getting that it's time to at least let you know what's happening, not maybe give you the details of what I see, but to also warn you, you may start getting flashes. And it's okay to look away. It's okay. It's not your job to know the details. It's your job to, maybe know it's happening and hold the light for the people who are going to be shocked. All right. Here we go. Bear with me. When I was recording these, I was very uncomfortable. Up until this point, I've only dipped my toes in the water with putting these things up. So please bear with me. It was difficult. Okay. Hello, VIPs. I am terrified to do this, but I've been getting pulled into it for a few days, and I'm probably going to stumble through it, and it's probably going to be quick. This will be the first of many, but it's time. There's people involved in this that are truly sick. Truly sick. They enjoy the power of, we'll just say, essays. They enjoy the power of that. They enjoy the power of taking lives. Some of them are truly sick. Some of them have been blackmailed. Let's take, for example, the current occupant of the Oval Office. When this person said they were going to run, so many people were against that person that then immediately turned around and were supporters, right? Diehard supporters. Certain politicians, certain people who were just kind of news anchors and then got into politics as soon as they turned. That person, that occupant, has always wanted to be a mobster. So he runs things like a mobster. mobsters, historically, when you don't do what they want, they get dirt on you and blackmail you, and that's what this person did. And that's why all these people who were initially against him suddenly started supporting him. This is what he does. You're speaking up against me. I found dirt on you. I blackmail you. These people do his bidding.